Hello everyone, Fuzzy Melon here. A few weeks ago, Hypixel Studios released some information regarding Hytale's development. One particular most noticeable piece of news is a gameplay they released titled Skeleton Battle. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the clip to talk over the various things you may have not have noticed when first watching it, as well as theorize about gameplay mechanics. Now before I continue, I have to disclaim that anything in this gameplay clip may or may not be subject to change until the full release. Speaking of full release, the Hytale team have stated that they want the game to be playable by everyone in 2021. This may seem like a long time to a lot of people, but I'd much rather wait to have a game that is ready when it's ready, and not a mess like Fallout 76. I'll let you watch the original clip first, and then we can move on. Now that you've seen the clip, I'm going to replay it as I break it down. In the opening, we can see a simple HUD which looks to have the same 9 slots as Minecraft's, with the health bar right above it as well as 5 separate icons in the bottom right. The weapons they are holding seem to be made from stone, rope and wood, which could be early game tools and weapons. The icons look to have a banner, book, compass, a cash bag and a handshake. My theory with these icons is that we'll be able to place banners, take notes, expand our HUD, exchange cash, and either have fun with various emotes or trade with other players. Here we can see the player Ninja Elliot switch weapons from a stone axe to a metal sword and shield. My theory is that when you pull out a one-handed weapon, you'll also pull out a shield if you have one in your inventory. The skeletons seem to aggro the player only once the player is close to them. This mechanic, just like Minecraft's mobs, can be exploited quite easily to have one-on-one fights. I'll show you a better example later in the clip. A pop-up appears displaying the current number of enemies when they first strike the skeleton. I wonder if the pop-up appears if the enemy hits you first instead. Looks like the dungeons you find will have even more rooms to explore than just the one area you currently see, which seems to be out in the open forest, which I'll get to in a minute. Indicator displaying that you have picked up an item and what type of item it is. I'm hoping there's going to be more of a use for bones in Hytale than simply growing crops. In this dungeon, the two are fighting in what seems to be in the middle of a forest. I wonder if you could just waltz right into the area without going through the door, and if the skeletons and treasure chest would spawn at all if you didn't. As mentioned earlier, the skeletons seem to only aggro within a certain range, as seen with this skeleton not fighting until after the player has lunged over the spike trap. It looks like there are power attacks that require you to charge up before unleashing a devastating blow. I'm hoping this can be used as an AoE when fighting. That way we can get rid of enemies quicker if they're all bunched together. There are boxes and a barrel to the left here. I wonder if they're breakable and if there's any loot inside. Special items in the spellbook seem to have a glow to them so you don't miss any nice loot. We never got a proper look at the bones that were dropping, so it's my assumption that only special items have a glow to them. Spellbooks by default are meant to be charged a little before attacking, unlike the hammer we saw earlier which had 2 attack abilities. But I wonder if spellbooks also have a second attack ability that requires an even longer duration to charge up, or some other kind of way to use a second ability. After they killed this supposed last skeleton, the display only says 5 out of 12, so either they need to explore the dungeon further, or this is a glitch, which I'm pretty sure it is considering when they killed the last skeleton, the number of skeletons killed didn't go up. I'm hoping you can just straight up steal these chests, because I'd want them. Let's go back and take a look at the health system. Health seems to regenerate over time without the need for eating food or using potions. This seems a little too powerful if you just stay back a little, considering you generate health pretty fast when not taking damage. There's an animation when coming into third-person view. This makes me wonder if there's a third-person view facing towards the player, just like in Minecraft, or if we only go into these two viewpoints. Well, this is the end of my theorizing breakdown video, so I hope you like my thoughts on the different aspects of the game thus far. If you thought of anything else interesting about this clip that you'd like to share, then just put it down in the comments. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk, and I don't know how to end this video.